Hi, Kalpun Piso here. It is a fact that we create God and thinking with our brains. The educational system in the United States is broken because of Christ-Psychosis, because teachers, parents, with the idea of these deluded religious beliefs. And of course, they attempt to teach creationism, like there was a God that zapped everything into existence. This is, of course, a delusion. It's not true. Darwin was correct. The missing link.
Include language that will challenge the modern theory of evolution.
Look at the retarded Christians again.
So, I think we got to be honest with the kids.
John McElroy.
Yeah, 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4. It can be 6 or 7.
He disputes the idea that humanity has evolved over millions
What
of
a
years
bunch
from
of
the animal
retards.
species. He proposes that students should analyze and evaluate the sufficiency or insufficiency
What a bunch of morons.
Biologist David
Back in the Middle Ages.
The evidence supporting evolution is clear.
That's right.
And insists that people who want to change the curriculum are motivated by religious beliefs.
Yeah, they're retarded.
Isn't a debate
Belong in mental institutions.
The problem is that people with particular religious viewpoints.
No, the problem is that religious beliefs are not defined for a psychosis. It is. Nobody seems to see that believing God, Christianity, is a neurological disorder. It's malfunction of the brain. We are created, by evolution. We have DNA. And DNA is a toolkit that actually create our bodies. There's mutations in many, many generations that keep mutation and mutation. Now, a 47 million year old ancestor has been found.
He and the team need to be absolutely certain of what Ida is before presenting her to the world.
This is the best fossil and rarest fossil worldwide.
Yeah. The longer they study her, the more the team sees. They have the luxury of being the first scientists in the world to scrutinize every bone in Ida's body.
Yep, basically.
Ida, a 47-million-year-old primate, almost complete and perhaps even the earliest ancestor. There is a bone in Ida's foot that links her with every person on the planet. Evidence that the first small adaptations toward walking upright happened 47 million years ago.
There we go. That's evidence, people. Evidence.
The ankle bone, the so-called talus in the mesoprimate, shows exactly the evidence which we see still in ourselves, in human beings of today. Except that, of course, our bones are much bigger now, but they show the same kind of articulation. Yeah?
In her ankle, the talus is shaped like a modern human's. And for bearing weight, it makes walking upright possible.
Groups. And this particular shape on the talus bone, it's very, very much like a human's.
With the same shaped foot bone, Ida is proof of a link between us and the dawn of modern life in the Eocene.
Yeah, there's the link right there. It's proof.
We are really deep of anthropoids and Mesozoic.
Right there.
It tells a part of our evolution that's been hidden so far. It's been hidden because all the other specimens are so incomplete. They're so broken. There's nothing almost to study. And now this wonderful fossil appears.
And the devil didn't put that in there to confuse mankind.
And so it's really a dream come true.
Crazy apes.
Ida's existence will be a problem for many.
Yeah, especially the religious ones.
People don't want to admit that we've come from a primitive ancestor, that we share an ancestry with things like apes.
Only ignorant, retarded Christians.
Of course, didn't have the fossils. But his theory, his concept, his explanation was so robust that he could make observations like at the London Zoo and say,
that's right.
Yep, there's a chimpanzee, it seems to look like us, it seems to act like us. And then he looked at skeletons in the Natural History Museum in London and said, same number of bones.
That's right, there you go, Christ-Psychosis, learn.
This must reflect common ancestry.
People don't believe this, are retarded, ignorant, or suffering from a delusion-inducing psychosis. Believing in imaginary friends like God.
To living apes is one thing. Your knows that accepting a 47-million-year-old ancestor will be very hard.
Well, only for
in many ways, it's
Christ-Psychosis.
much easier to relate the findings of Leakey to human evolution because it's much more easy for people to say, okay, this one, I'm related to this one, this looks almost like me. But when you go back 47 million years and there's something that looks much more like a small lemur-like animal, it's very, very hard to say, okay, this looks something like me. It's much more difficult to relate to us.
Only ignorant people.
Only a few million years old.
Scientists, no problem
Today,
with that.
lots of people have.
Sometimes genetic mutations proving evolution will produce a tail.
While Babaji's unique growth has gone from 2.5 to nearly 6 inches, doctors aren't worried. He's in excellent health, and the boy's tail could easily be removed.
Only the religious psychotic.
People say, I don't believe in evolution. And I say to them, I don't believe in evolution either. And they go, what do you mean? I said, any more than I believe in gravity. It's a fact.
That's right.
If I let go of an object, it's going to fall to the ground.
And it's
no
a
matter
theory.
how many times we do this experiment, it's going to fall to the ground.
Right.
So gravity is a law. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's an observable thing.
It's a theory.
And it's the same thing with evolution.
Exactly. Exactly. Well said.
For the diversity of all life that there has been, the interrelatedness of life,
Right.
and all the life there is, and all the life there will be.
There you go, Christians. See it and lump it.
Nothing in
It's the
biology
truth.
makes sense without evolution.
In our evolution. When the early primates split into human and non-human groups. She is a fusion of both.
Amazing.
She is a transitional species, a missing link.
There you go.
She is also a link to our most primitive past. Jörn and his team have discovered our most complete, earliest ancestor.
That's a fact. Very, very well said. Well, there is the evidence. Tangible evidence. Undisputable fact. Very lucky that this fossil was found in the 1980s, and it's the most complete ever. And scientists spent 2 years or 2 years studying before they announced the link, that it was a link. Science is wonderful. But the most important discovery was, of course, in 1953, the discovery of DNA, and of course, the toolkit. That automatically proved that Darwin was correct. We are evolved, mutated primates that create God with our brains. And accepting an illusion, an imaginary friend, as true, is symptomatic of schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy. So the religious should actually go see a neurologist to obtain true neurologist.
This is the first link to human evolution. Long before we started to divide into different ethnic groups, the find like this is something for all humankind.
Yes. The problem with people that suffer from the psychosis of believing God, of faith, that belongs in the Middle Ages, stuck over there, they're retarded. They don't realize what the word theory means in science. You can get any more factual than having a theory, like the theory of gravity. It is only a theory, like the Christians say that evolution is only a theory. This is the problem. If you're a scientist, you are an atheist. In other words, lacking belief in nonsense. You cannot be a scientist and also be believing in God and imaginary friends, which is a psychosis. And they want to corrupt. They've been corrupting our children's minds with religious beliefs. People don't even want to get doctors for the kids when they suffer from Christ-Psychosis, of the Jehovah's Witness kind, and it's sickening. And these people they should be treated and put in mental health clinics where they can be helped from their psychosis. Pace Diorum.